Man, it's time to shine. Hey, man, back at it again. Another reaction video. We got 1,000 subscribers now. Appreciate y'all who've tuned in, been tuned in, or new here. All the shit, bro. Appreciate all y'all. But we not done yet. We gonna keep this shit going. Enough of that, though. We got Lary Bird stories that prove he's the best trash talker. One of my subscribers commented the link. Shout out to you and everybody else who's been commenting recommendations to react to. Let's get straight into this video. This video is kind of long, so let's see why he's the best trash talker.
And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles.
Bird used to tell me, look at me like, you're supposed to be a great defender, right? And I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at.
And he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts.
Now, I saw a clip of that. Not this clip, but I saw something that was said amongst those lines in a previous video I just did. And I come to the conclusion, Lary Bird, there's a Lary Bird on every AAU team. Not his talent. Not literally Lary Bird, but there's that white boy that just says some out of this world shit on every AAU team. I can't make this up. If you play AAU, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm going to shoot this jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open.
And that's exactly what he did. If he tell you he's going to hit a shot in a certain place, he's going to do just that. And ain't nothing you can do about it.
Been a better player each step I took. I was able to do a little bit more than the other guys. I had a green light. I could make plays. But I always knew early on, especially when I was a junior and senior high school, that probably the outcome of the game was going to depend on me.
Well, yeah, I interviewed Gary Payton, a venomous trash talker. And I asked him
Vlad?
who's the most vicious trash talker he's ever encountered. He said Lary Bird.
Oh, no question.
Bird talk shit, like we talk
Let me tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look at me like, I'm going to go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit. He told me, young fella, let me tell you something. I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. You're supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now. You're not going to shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm going to take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And I'm going to give you something, and it's going to be this jumper. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him. I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was going to do? And he turned around, raised up, and it was all drones. And I said, shit, I ain't going to mess with you no more. He was the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats. They don't be always mentioning him. He was the shit. Yeah. The shit, man. He'll give it to you any way you wanted to. Larry Bird was cold.
Bird didn't talk trash to you,
Oh
did he?
my God, Bird talk trash to everybody. I always tell the story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. That's disrespectful. I just started laughing.
Even he knew, like, I know I'm a white boy, but these other white boys ain't like me. So when you put a white boy on me, I'm taking it as disrespect that you think I can't play. Cause y'all know what I mean.
Don't come back when he says, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
Larry said, I'm insulted that they would put a sorry dude like you on me. He said, no, I don't even want to play no more. He would drop the ball and take a turnover. And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts.
He did that. He exaggerated the story. No way mid-play he said, I don't even want, man, here you go. Like, he ain't that crazy.
You know? The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, really good defender, right?
Okay.
They put him on Larry, and Larry was wearing his ass out.
Absolutely.
And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Put a black guy on me. Because when he played back in the day, that's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
And Larry got on the roll, started shooting the ball. Every shot was going in. All right, he runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league. And Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench that can guard me? He goes, so nobody out here can. Frank looked out of the bench and goes, no.
Along with Steve.
I wish a coach would. I would not fuck with a coach. If I'm on the bench and coach, I remember that happened to me in high school. Junior year, I'm struggling getting playing time, bro. Real shit. It still bothers me to this day how this one weak ass dude was playing over me. He was cool off the court, but he's by far the worst basketball player I've ever encountered. And it's disrespectful how he was playing over me. Only thing he could do better than me was get offensive fouls. And no, I'm not talking about take charges for our team. He is the main person who would drive into people and get called for an offensive foul. That's the only thing he could do better than me, man. Fuck that coach to this day. Fuck at Deer Valley, junior coach. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Fuck, I'm not even gonna say his name, but fuck him. But listen, that happened to me in my junior year. Somebody's killing on the other team, and then he looks back at the bench. I don't have an answer. And I'm like, me and my boy Dakar, RP my boy Dakar, we both like, bro, you got the answer right here, nigga. We'll go in there and lock that nigga up. But of course, his bitch ass didn't want to play us, man. Fuck him. Bro, it still bothers me to this day, man. I got my hands ashy and shit.
Jones and Rick Barry, this is Bob
I take
Neal,
responsibility for things that I fucked up on.
A long-distance shootout.
I should have been playing more.
Dallas, the first 3-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. Everybody's sitting there, everybody's real quiet. You knew the guys, but you never were around. Yeah. And nobody's really saying anything, so I walk in and look around, and then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
And he says, I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this.
They said that in the last video I reacted to too.
Excuse me? Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I think what makes it so crazy is because none of the people expected to, because like I said, I didn't either until I played against a cold white boy. I'm like, what the fuck? This white like what? Mind you, I'm not gonna admit it on the court, but I'm like, bro, this like he kind of saying some shit, right? Like what he just said to me was kind of funny, but I'm not gonna let you know that I found what you just said funny. Like I actually wanted to laugh on the court, but on the court, I'm like, bro, fuck your weak ass. Like, you know, you're not expecting the white guy, the white boy, to come on there saying some crazy ass shit, because he's saying all this shit. He's not disrespecting you. Like, he's disrespecting you, but he's keeping it basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's the way he was doing it. It's like you didn't expect him to do that. That's what made it so crazy. Everybody's like, huh? I can already see it.
So bad. What you like in there? What were you thinking when you made that announcement to the room? Just messing with all of the guys? I know going into that, I remember in the locker room, Robert said something that there's no way in hell I was going to win that 3-point contest. So I knew right then I had to win it.
That chick's had my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing, and my teammates said I wasn't going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
Bird would luck out again the next year, but in 1988, it looked like his luck had finally run out. He certainly doesn't have that normal Bird rhythm going on. Seconds remaining, has only 7, has to beat 15.
I like the old school warm-ups, bruh. I said that in my last video, too.
11 as we're counting. 13.
Huge rack that time for Bird.
I know Jordan wasn't going to be in this shit.
Quickly, 14. This is a tie for the money. Yo! Lary Bird at the buzzer with the 2 points.
Exactly what the score was. He knew that ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it when he let it go and was headed for the winner's circle.
He took off his top yet. I didn't see when he took off his top.
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankle.
It sound like Michael Jordan.
You know, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. You know, he
like Tom Brady, kind of.
He had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip, and Larry told all of us players and the media too. Tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this one left-handed at least through 3 quarters.
And it was at a time when, you know, McHale was still coming off the bench.
And so Larry scores his 6th point on a left-handed shot.
And I'll never forget him. McHale yells out.
And McHale goes, "Hey, Jerome, wait till he starts shooting right-handed." And at the end of 3 quarters,
that shit looked sloppy, but it went in.
Well, left-handed is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the right one.
He could hold all these things in his head during the game. So he'd have a shooting drill at the old Boston Garden.
4:30 in the afternoon. I was an early guy. I'd set up early. The garden would be dark.
You know, late in the afternoon by himself, dark garden. Come out with an equipment guy and just do the perimeter, shoot for half hour. And all you heard was swishing.
If he missed a shot during that thing, he'd say that the Bull Gang set up something wrong with the rim. You know, otherwise that would have gone in.
I'd get there early.
I like his shot, even though like, how are you blocking this shit? You not blocking this. Like, it's like it's fit like. It's just up here, like
computer right next to the bench. He'd come over, he called me Scoop, said, Scoop, what are you working on? I'm like, I'm doing an early story.
But I'd say,
I
well,
like
I'm doing
the
an
high-ass
early
shorts, though,
newspaper
man.
story about your free throw streak.
You were approximating the NBA record for consecutive free throws, so don't miss one tonight or I'll look bad in the paper.
Sure enough, first half, he goes to the line for 2, and the foul line is lined up right where we're sitting if he looks over.
He's at the line. He makes the first.
He looks over and winks at me.
He looks over and winks at me before he makes the second. I mean, guys don't do that today. And he would...
Always thinking about these things. It's like paying off a bet in the middle of a game. He was doing 2 things at once.
Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the Bird night. Yeah, that was
Doc Rivers.
That was a tough night, man.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
No, but when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots. It's in that game. We're on the free throw line, and he's like, he literally says,
"It's off the glass. Who's next? Where do you want this one from?" And he just made one after another, and he just tortured them mentally. That game, he tortured all of them.
I think Bird went by the bench one time, too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, off the glass into the drainer.
I know this is not on the video, but I always wondered why Doc Rivers, like, why his voice sounded like that. I used to say when I was younger, why he sound like he gotta like clear his throat like crazy. Like it used to be when I was a little kid, like not a little kid, but when I was younger, probably like 8th, 9th grade. It was like weird hearing him because I'm watching all the games. I'm watching, well, not his. He'll be playing against like the Cavs or like the Lakers or whatever, like whatever team I'm watching at that time, and he'll just be, it's just I just hear his voice. And I still be like, why it sound like he got to clear his voice hella? Like, anybody else think that? Comment down below.
No way.
Yeah.
His last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky bumps into him and he knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said.
Antoine Carr and Cliff Levingston got fined by Fratello, I think.
And Eddie Johnson for
celebrating Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever because back then, you watched the real game and just went, with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times.
Wait.
And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up.
This is, nowadays when they say you're playing for the other team right now, that's usually something they say on 2K when you're playing like shit. You're playing for the other team. This is playing for the other team before it was even invented. Before it was a saying, this right here is playing for the other team. I wish I would be on a team. A teammate hits a shot. It's one thing to kind of, when your teammate get dunked on like nasty, or he get his ankles took or whatever, you kind of just, it's like a twitch. You do that with anybody. You go to a public gym and you see that, you just kind of like, oh shit. But you got to kind of, okay, fuck him. He's not on our team, But these niggas, look what they did.
And they show a shot of our bench.
They like this and shit. Like, that's the other team making the shot, bro. Yes, I would have fined them too. Matter of fact, they would have had jobs after that. Oh, you thought that was a good thing? You thought that was cool? Matter of fact, all right, you're waived and you're waived. Clearly you ain't that important, because ain't no important ass player doing those things. I don't even know who those guys are, but they can't be that important. They can't be that important because ain't no important ass player doing that. No way.
And Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high five.
I mean, everybody was entertained by this. Even the guys on the Atlanta bench.
They got fined for that, I heard.
Yeah. Watch the reactions on the Atlanta bench.
It's different when you...
Watch Cliff Levingston over here. I think this is Cliff. What the...
Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding. Showing the guys, you remember they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah,
too.
that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah.
Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter, and Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that.
What did the coach say?
So it was a bad night.
The first game against Lary Bird, it was shocking. And I'm a rookie, I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he's getting his head ready to play. First play of the game, he says, I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes.
and he shoots a 3. I was pissed. I said, I wasn't mad he hit the 3, but this bitch just called me Holmes. And so it set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him. He laying on the ground, he fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, hey, Rook. I said, what? He said, I like you. He said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on your ass. Nah,
I just bodied your ass.
But I had to pay my dues. I wasn't upset about that because, back then, as a rookie, you got to pay your dues. Simple as that.
It was funny, the first time that I played in my rookie year, I guarded Lary Bird, and it took me about 10 minutes to realize I should be probably guarding him instead of staring at him. And he came down, it was funny, he came down one time, and Mark West was the center on our team, and Larry looked at me, and then he looked at Mark, and he said, Mark, I'm going to go down, I'm going to come off the screen, I'm going to catch it right there, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to shoot it at the rookie's face, and then I'm going to run down the floor. And that's exactly what he did. And I'm sitting there, that just happened.
But did he talk to you, or you weren't good enough?
Through me. He never addressed me.
I love that.
Like I wasn't even there.
And did Mark West going,
Mark was like, all right,
okay, yeah, all right.
You probably will. Good luck.
And then he did.
He did.
But he did that.
Hold on. This got to be his dad?
Just like, all right,
okay, yeah, all right.
You probably will.
More.
Is this bro? Say this don't look like Dalton Connect. Say this don't look like Dalton Connect, bro. He just Dalton. Yeah, this is Dalton was Connect's dad in the NBA. That looks dead on him. I'm convinced, bro. I'm sorry. That looks dead on him.
And then he did.
Let me know.
There was nothing I could do about it.
He backed up whatever he said. If he tell you gonna hit a shot to certain plays, or if he gonna take you down to the post, turn around, hit a fadeaway J, he gonna do just that. And ain't nothing you can do about it.
These guys came in together in '81. There's Kevin, there's Larry, there's Robert, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge. They knew what each other could do. And what I did was said, okay, let's see what's happening out there. And you'd see Larry shooting the three-pointer, and then I call a timeout, and they didn't count the three-pointer.
Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot, but KC called timeout.
It won't count. It does not count. Boston had called a timeout.
Larry came back to the bench, and he was a little upset.
So he's very upset with that, so I diagrammed the play. He says, heck with the play, Case. You guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot. I'm going to kick it in. Give me the ball and tell all the rest of the guys to get out of the way. I said, shut up, Larry. I'm the coach here. Okay, all right. Dennis, you take the ball out, give it to Kevin, then you throw it to Larry, and everybody get the hell out of the way.
Celtics are down by 2 points, and Bird is out by the three-point line, and he's being guarded by a guy named Johnny High.
He goes down before the ball is thrown in, and he's standing right in front of the Phoenix bench, and he looks at all the guys on the bench and says,
yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a three on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this.
And he says, watch my hand as I follow through.
And, Johnny High sort of smiles and laughs about it.
And I was supposed to cut off the high post and post up for a second and then go across and set a pick. Well, I came off the pick and I was wide open and I stood there waiting for the ball. I had a smaller guy to post up and Larry just waved me out of the way saying, get out of here, get out of the way.
And then he just turns around.
I don't give a fuck who you are. You waved me off when I got the advantage, you better make that shit. You better make, because if you make it, I still may say something. Actually, I'm not going to wait till you miss it to say something to you. Then again, you are Larry Bird. But, hey, Larry, bro, I was open. I had a little man on me. I just don't know how, people can't, this notion that you can't, and this is not against Larry Bird, but this notion that you can't kind of talk to the best player on the team, kind of let him know, hey, bro, I was open. Or, I hate that. It's almost like you're a kid and they're like, I don't know.
Okay, shoots a perfect three.
As the ball's in the air, he kind of
hold on.
He just turns around and shoots a perfect.
Hold on.
Saying, get out of here, get out of the way.
And then he just...
So, they're down by 2.
Turns around.
And...
Round.
This dude was jumping hella high. Hold on, y'all. We gonna watch this shit. Hold on. I think I'm just seeing the dumbest shit ever by the by this defender on him.
Saying, get out of here, get out of the way.
So look, we have this dude jumping hella high, and he's doing what he's doing, trying to guard the inbounder. That's fine. All right, boom.
And then
now this guy's playing behind Larry Bird, and then like an idiot, he goes for the steal. Why? You're up by 2. If anything, and I did this before actually in the game. Stupid. Very, very dumb. I can remember the exact game where I was at, the year I was at 11th grade AAU. Yeah, very stupid. I made this mistake myself. Not comparing myself to the pros, guys, but same stupid basketball mistake. Why not just let Lary Bird catch it in front of you and let him? And if he hits a tough, this one you went for the steal. Look, he caught it and you're nowhere there.
Perfect.
Wide open shot. Your contest is late. Just let him catch it in front of you, then do what he got to do. You're up by 2. You're up by 2. As a coach, I can't say shit if he just hit a crazy ass heavily contested shot. You went for the steal while you're up by 2. You're up by 2 points. It's stupid. I did the same shit. Very stupid. If you're up by 2, don't go for the steal. Let him catch the ball in front of you and do something. It's a gamble because now his shot was literally wide open. Your contest is late as hell.
As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, "Told you so!" He stops running to the locker room.
As he continues on to the dressing room. Now that's what you call arrogance.
And for that time, I learned to run Larry's play, not the coach's play.
He wanted the light on him. He wanted the focus. And he wanted that ball. And in case he would ever call somebody else's play, Larry would just say, no. I'm shooting this ball. And he would.
I get a charge when I tell someone on the opposing team that I'm going to hit the last second shot and then do it. That's what it's all about.
Tie game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball. During timeout, I'm going through a play. And about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? It's Larry. If he wants the ball, he wants the ball. After the timeout, we walked back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding. So he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball. I said, I know, I'm going to be waiting. Yeah, he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face. 5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. Larry Bird, just phenomenal the way that...
Over 2 people.
About that exact spot. He shot a shot right in my face.
Not just your face, his face too.
2 seconds on the clock. I walked back to the little sideline like, damn.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. So we playing them.
And this is where Draymond Green can't compete. Draymond Green probably does talk some crazy shit, but Draymond Green, he's talking shit like everybody. I read the comments. They said Larry Bird was actually a decent defender. I have to do my own research to see. I can't just go off what y'all saying. But Larry Bird is telling people where he's going to make the shot. That's big. I'm about to shoot this shit in your face. This is your Christmas present. I'm about to bust your head with it. Like, that's... It's going to be hard to top some shit like that.
The last play, he says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there in that corner. And I'm going to catch it, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or DJ, the late, great DJ.
Yeah. You DJ coming down, right, with the ball. Oh, great, DJ, that's good. So pass it to Larry, he's in that corner. Now I got to go out and close Larry Bird out. So as I'm running out to Larry Bird, he's talking trash to me. I don't know why you're running out here. Who says that in the middle of the game? He said, I'm going to wait till you get 1 step away from me and I'm going to shoot it right in your face. So I got 1 step away. He shoots it all net. 3-pointer. Good.
Take the ball out, man crow right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a 3. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
And he turned to me and said, you did all that running for nothing.
And he was saying in such a calm way that you didn't think it was trash talking, but it's trash talk.
That's what I said earlier. Like, it's the way he was doing it. It's the way he was doing it. So calm, just kind of so like subtle, monotone, like all that. It's the way he was probably doing it that made you look at him like, huh? Like, this white boy, like, what? Like you know it's a white boy saying it because he hella calm with it, but it's like he's saying some crazy shit.
You're not going to tell me you're going to go over there and shoot the ball in my face. That's
left-handed runner.
But he would tell you before the play even started. He'd tell you where he's going. He'd tell you when he catches it.
Good pump fake.
About it. And it was great trash talking because it wasn't vulgar. I mean, he wasn't pounding his chest. You can just be standing next to him. You know, I would jump out and try to block a shot on rotation. And he'd say, Scott.
You jump high, but you don't jump that high. You can't get this.
Scott, You're a little too late.
Scott, you're not getting that. Why are you even jumping? Why are you running out of but it was all game.
He say something like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I mean, he talked the whole game, and it was, after the game and after years of thinking about it, you're like, man, that dude, why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
He was ridiculous. He came our sportscaster played the Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after the game. Because he did everything, points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has such a great mind for the game. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
That competitive nature, the work ethic, because I asked a lot of questions. Playing with Byron Scott, I asked him a lot of questions. Eddie Jones, Magic, James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, all the Laker greats, I would always sit down and just ask them questions. What actually happened there? What did you feel there? Why? Bird tough to defend. Why? Because you look slow as shit to me. So I'm missing something. So tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean?
Like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And a lot of my friends was like that. So I got to the league. I called all my friends back up. I said, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. Whatever you were saying, for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everybody. He's doing it on everybody. He's doing it on the best defense.
That shit would make me so mad, dunking like that. That shit would make me. I'd be mad as. Oh, hell no. I'd damn near go get a flagrant foul on his ass after. Nah, I'm playing. But I'd be mad, though. This dude ain't it's like he disrespecting me, bro. I got a wife and kid to go home to. They about to be like, damn, Dad, you was getting your ass busted by the white boy. Oh, man. Shout out Lary Bird, though, man.
Defensive players in the league there.
I never forget driving and I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State.
Damn, what year is this?
I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the streets from El Paso, and I went to UTEP, and we're big rivalries. So I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right. Bird. He makes the shot. Bird. I said, God damn, who is Bird? Bird. Here's Bird. And Bird this. And Bird. Oh, did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. When the time I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play. When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, damn. Larry, they wasn't be honest with you. The young lady that said you were her favorite player, mine too. I love you too, Magic, but not as much as I like Bird.
People always talk about great basketball players, and they don't never mention him to be up in that round. But Larry Bird was cold. I don't think nobody ever could get out with him. You ask Magic. That's why Magic had a run, and he was mad when he had to retire in '92 because of what he was going to be missing with Larry Bird. And then you remember Larry Bird took 2 more years, and then he quit because he said his main guy who he wanted to play against is gone.
I'm going to tell this story. We're in L.A., and I'm hurt. I got a pulled hamstring, so I'm not playing tonight. So I can't play against the Celtics. I'm killing myself. Larry's warming up. The anthem is sung and get introduced. And right before they go out on the court, Larry comes down and says, you know what? Since you're here, I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch, okay? Don't worry. I'm going to put a show on for you. And I'm like, man, get out of my face, man. Want to hear that? That's Celtics and the Lakers. And he went out. I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about 15 assists. And every shot, he would
big triple dub.
He would turn to me. Every time he hit one, he'd look at me. And I said, boy, the thing about it that I love about you is that most guys talk trash and can't back it up. But Mr. Bird, you can back your trash talking up. And last but not least, I'm going to say this because you told me one lie. You only told me one lie in your career.
What was
only
that?
One. And you only lied to the fans and all the people in the world one time.
What?
Do you know what that lie was? You don't remember, do you? Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never ever be another Larry Bird. And so this is mine, and I signed it to you, to the greatest basketball player ever, but more important, a friend forever. I love you, I respect you, and I admire you.
He called Larry Bird the GOAT. I don't know. I wonder if he still feels that way to this day. Best basketball player ever. Anyway, shout out to bro who left the link in the description for me to react to this. I think some other people told me to react to this too. I'll get to the other ones when I get to them. But yeah, if y'all like this video, y'all know what to do, man. Spam that like button. You know, let's keep going, man. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, if you don't like the video, I don't know why the fuck you here anyway. But anyways, rest in peace to Kari, ex my grandma, both our grandmas, band time, and I'm gone, man.